thank you everyone for coming. I'm absolutely delighted to see you all here.
All the shocks which are happening in the world, the ability to use what you did in the past and extrapolate that future is different.
Fundamentally, it's always going to be about traveller safety and making sure that accommodations are safe, vetted, compliant. A country like India, Bangalore and Hyderabad, they're reaching their capacity. They can't go up, they can't go outwards anymore, and so making sure that we're really investing now in those tier 2 and tier 3 cities is fundamental.
There are several aspects that are better done by digital intelligence, and there are some aspects that are much better done by humans.
If we think, how do we get our children ready for the future, and they need to hold on to those very human and humane skills, those relational skills, to make sure that the jobs that they want to enter aren't going to be overtaken by AI.
And we're seeing an evolution of mobility, not necessarily being a tax or compliance function, we're seeing it being a HR or a talent function.
So those applications that would take around 6 weeks takes us 60 seconds. And so we've got all of Cisco's applications filed way in advance of time and for a fraction of the cost.
And it's very scary for our leadership who know they need to make changes and are investing incredibly heavily to make sure that we have the AI capabilities globally.
What additional things can we offer as part of our package to make sure that that particular person is happy? And it boils down to my mind, personalisation.
That's the number one reason for ending their moves early is due often to their family being unhappy.
I interviewed a global head of a massive American corporation. He said, I spoke to this expat, he's in Italy. I said, how are you getting on? He said, terrible. He said, now, had I not spoken to him, mobility wouldn't have known. The local HR wouldn't have known.
We replaced first round interviews for a particular program with AI interviews. And the second round was still done by humans. Over 12 months, we improved gender diversity by 14% and reduced recruitment costs by $1 million.
The school that I ran for 10 years, we were 97% expat. So automatically within that school there was a culture of understanding that people came and people went and people took people on board because they'd all been through the same thing. Whereas I think if you're relocating into a school where everyone else is pretty stable and rooted and they've lived there for generations, that's a lot harder.
I think there'll be fewer jobs that people do today which they don't actually enjoy and not properly fit for humans, and there'll be more jobs that are better fit for humans.
We're seeing a massive reduction in the amount of long-term assignments and permanent moves which we're seeing globally, and I think that's driven by cost pressures, it's driven by the rise of AI. You need to create a stronger business case to move someone and their families to a new location.
This idea that suddenly you get your education done between 0 and 18 is somewhat anachronistic these days. Yeah. Curiosity and lifelong learning is key to success.
We're all sat in this really connected environment, and I think together, we're kind of stronger together.
We cannot progress unless we are collaborating. We very firmly believe that at Relocate Global and Think Global People.
What we're really seeing is a real shift, probably post-pandemic, in how you define an international work arrangement.
It's very interesting to hear big business leaders turn around and say schools are not getting students ready for us in big business. Now in my mind, it should actually be the other way around. What are big business doing to show their corporate social responsibility to say we're actually working with schools?
Every day is a new day, but I think that's why in relocation we all find it exciting, right?
Mobility needs to be more connected. It needs to be educating.
It's important that organizations that have complementary skill sets or slightly different skill sets in a similar or adjacent industry collaborate, because I don't think any one company or organization are going to survive this next wave of change if they don't collaborate.